Hey guys, if you're getting clients who are upset with their results from Facebook ads, but from what you can tell, their results are actually pretty good, then you need to start setting up something called expectation management, and you need to do it early. What expectation management is teaching your client what they can expect from a lead from Facebook. A lot of people don't understand this. They've never worked with Facebook before. It's foreign to them. They already have their own ideas on how this should go. It's up to you to correct these ideas. And when you do that, you're gonna have customers who are a lot happier because they understand what to expect better. Let's go ahead and jump in. So after we onboarded somebody, at the end of the onboarding call, we would remind them, or at least explain to them what their expectations should be. A lot of these people have never used a Facebook ad before, so the leads coming off of Facebook are going to behave very differently than a referral. So what I would ask them on that onboarding call is, have you ever worked with Facebook leads before? If they said yes, if they said no, it doesn't matter. I would just move on and say, okay, great. I just want to make sure we're on the same page with a couple of things. So Facebook is not a warm referral. It's someone coming off the internet that you don't know and they don't know you. They've never worked with your company before. A warm referral is someone who's been, let's say I had problems with you said, a whole home generator. Let's say I needed a whole home generator and I used that company and I thought, oh my gosh, their customer service was amazing. I got everything I needed. I really loved them. Their product was really solid. If I tell someone about it, let's say my mom, she needs one too, she's gonna be a lot easier to chase down. She's probably gonna, if he calls her or if she calls him, they're gonna have a productive conversation. They're gonna schedule something to where he'll come to her house or whatever his process is. And she's gonna be very receptive. But Facebook, they don't have that relationship yet. That's, in marketing, we call that borrowed credibility. They trust, my friend or my mom trust that company because I do, and I had a really good experience and they trust me. Therefore, there's already this built-in relationship, whereas Facebook doesn't have this. And this is usually what I explain to them on those onboarding calls so that they can kind of understand the difference between the two. Most people do not. And they expect all these leads to come in the same way that a warm referral would come in, and they have to work a little bit harder for those. And so if they're not aware of that, it can be a bit jarring for them. The next thing that I would show people is the percentages. And this is what I mean by, these might be a little bit different based on your niche that you're in. We were in chiropractics, but it should be pretty close to the same. So I made a graphic, a Canva graphic, and it was a bar graph that would show them out of 100 leads, we took it out of 100 for simple math. Out of 100 leads, 40% are going to get scheduled. So that's 40 people out of 60. So I like to tell people, remember that, because a lot of the Facebook leads that you're gonna get are gonna say, I don't know who you are, take me off your list, or no thanks. You'll just need to ignore those people and focus on that 40% and getting them booked for an appointment. Now those 40%, and I'd show them the next, in that graphic, I'd have this bar graph that went up. The 40% that got booked, 50% are going to show. That means half of them aren't going to show. So out of the 40 that have booked, 20 will show up. Out of that 20 that show, you should be able to close 60% of those. Math is difficult for me. I think that's like 12-ish, somewhere around there if I'm remembering that. So that was the breakdown that I would show people so that they could see the realistic idea and expectation of what you could expect from a Facebook lead. The other things that are really important that will affect the outcome of a Facebook lead are their Google reviews. So this is an interesting story. We had a client who had like our best running ads with all of our other customers. This ad always did really good. Leads always came in, leads always converted in that way. For whatever reason, he would get leads and then no one would respond. We're like, what is happening with this guy? So we looked a little bit into his Google ads and he had horrible Google reviews. So many people said he was a horrible business owner, did all the wrong things. There's only so much you can do with that, right? He needed to focus on a different part of his business before we could start generating leads for him. So keep that in mind. That's what people are going to be looking at through Facebook ads, is that social proof. Because again, if you go back to that idea of borrowed credibility that they don't have, they're going to look for it in other places, which is Google reviews and Facebook posts. They might, maybe Yelp, I don't know, but those are the big two.